Those flags you wave will represent them. The world is watching. Here's your judgment. Here's your reckoning. Write your story down into history. Pride and country. You could have everything. So bring home the glory alive. Here's your judgment. Here's your reckoning. So go and bring home the glory alive. Here's your judgment. Here's your reckoning. Write your story down into history. Pride and country. You could have everything. So bring home the glory alive.
KDA, should we show them how we do it every day? Let's get it. Kali that girl, Kali go girl, Kali gon' stop, Kali gon' skirt, Kali got a job, Kali go to work. 뜨거워 언제나 don't get burned. 넘쳐 흘러물 든 a buffet, 죽여주잖아 like a buffet. 누가 감히 on my hotbed, 문 열지 마 that's a rock day. Don't give any more cause I'm greater than. 필요 없는 시험들 다 뿐이미. But all of my numbers are talking back. 부루마법 메시지 monopoly. 눈종이 돈이 나 money 필요 없대. 너네들이 만든 돈들 go get it, go get it, go get it. 더 미션 눈을 못대 못해 그래 너도 get it cause I got it different.
All I ever know is life upon the throne. 시작하면 끝을 보는 거야. You want more? No, I got it so deep though. You look like you could use some more. No, I got it, never running low. Yeah, I got more than enough, set it up and away. You know I got it like boom, boom, blow your mind. Never giving less, and it's how it'll stay. You know I got it like all day, all the time. When I go, it's for gold, get it cool, but I'm cold. I don't fit in a mold, I'm a rebel. I don't do what you say, making moves, I don't wait while I smile in your face. I got different DNA. What's higher than the top? That's me. Come take a look before falling on my feet. 조용히 몸을 숙여봐. So take a look, 나를 기억해요, queen. All I ever know is life upon the throne. 시작하면 끝을 보는 거야. You want more? No, I got it so deep though. You look like you could use some more. No, I got it, never running low. Yeah, I got more than enough, set it up and away. You know I got it like boom, boom, blow your mind. Never giving less, and it's how it'll stay. You know I got it like all day, all the time. Way out，感觉犹如海浪的way now，不断往前，oh you never way down。This is how I do it every day。Wow wow，这一路上的奇迹都记住了你的每一个瞬间，无比的耀眼。I know you want some more，准备好就一起走，Give it need more。No, I got it so deep though. You look like you could use some more. No, I got it, never running low. Yeah, I got more than enough, set it up and away. You know I got it like boom, boom, blow your mind. Never giving less, and it's how it'll
this. Come and run again. You want a dose of this? Right now it's KD8. I'm a goddess with a blaze. 소리처럼 내 이름 잊지 못하게. Loud, 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 loud. I could take you to the top. 절대 멈추지 못해. 내가 끝내주는 bag, yeah, yeah, yeah. And when I start to talk like that, oh, you know how to react. I'm a picture perfect face with the wild in my veins. You can hear it in my growl, 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 growl. So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을 보든 좋아할 거야. 다 할 수 없는 rebel. 나와 되길 원한 늘 확신해. We got it all in our hands now. So can you handle what we're all about? We're so tough. Let's get it, show you out. Can you feel?
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another best of 3 in the Titan Esports. In the TES 2022 summer regular season, we're in the Conqueror League on the week 9, and today is a very special day because we'll be having the Peak Slayers versus Raven Gaming. But 2 teams, 4-4. And it's really important, this match, against these 2 teams, because the one that loses, it's going to fall way behind, and he's going to have a chance to not be able to get to the playoffs. So it's actually pretty interesting. Both teams have a lot of weight on their shoulders, and both of them look to be very balanced teams at this moment. Of course, I'm not alone here. I'm also with Dr. Feelgood. How are you, friend?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, like you said, this is a very important matchup for both teams here. Like, huge implications. There's a group of teams that are sort of 3 and 5 here. So yeah, whoever wins has a big leg up in making the playoffs.
Yes, it's going to be really interesting how everything's going to go around in these kinds of matches. Mainly because when there are teams that are really, really balanced, like between how their win streaks are going and everything, you can actually see a lot of really interesting picks, really interesting fights. And this is a time where you're going to see where exactly is everything going to happen, where everything is going to be placed, how everything is going to come around, the decisions that every single member is going to have to take in order to make everything work out. It's pretty interesting. I love when teams have like the same power level, you could say.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be a great matchup. We are getting into draft here. Should be up on stream in about 10 seconds. So get this ready here.
So what are your predictions straight away of what you think it's going to come on during this match?
Like, we've had both of them on stream before. I want to say, like, I was impressed with Peak Slayers. Like Raven Gaming, like, I don't 100% know about them, so like I'll be learning a lot about them tonight as we get
as we go
underway. Yeah, right. And so yeah, I'm expecting a great matchup. Looking at the stats, and like you mentioned earlier, they're very close in standings. They're very close in stats. Like, they both sort of have some players that they like to build around. So I'm really excited to get this underway.
Yeah, I also think that when you have matches that are like these head to head, when it comes to their standings on the tournament and everything, I think one of the important aspects is definitely going to be the picks, the ones the carries most essentially. We're talking about characters that it's going to be related to how does the ADC play? Is the mid laner working well? It's a couple of things that we need to take into account when it comes to the full extent of the gameplay in general.
Right, absolutely. Sorry about that. Trying to
Yes.
get this video. Doing both roles tonight here.
Yeah, no problem, friend. Everyone knows that you're doing such a hard work right away. So as we're doing, so for starters, we're seeing Peak Slayers. Okay, so Peak Slayers started with the Olaf ban, and Raven Gaming started with the Shen ban. Secondly, Pixlayers went against the Bully Bear, and Raven Gaming is getting Neela. Wait, no, it's not Neela. Okay, so no problem. Let's just wait for a second until I pick again. So the important thing right now that we're going to talk about is going to be how it's top lane centric at this moment. Olaf, they got banned. They did ban Neela. Olaf is a really strong 1v1 laner. They're able to do tons of damage. Resets have always been a problem when it comes to gameplay in general. It's something that it's a pretty interesting pick overall. We saw last week the guys over at, I think the ones that are on first place, I forgot their names. They were on the Hands of Abandon. They did so much work out of the enemy team. So also feel I lost visual of the okay, I'm looking at it right now. I opened the stream on the side just to make sure to have the chat over here. Okay, so we're seeing the final bans were Thresh and Pike. There's definitely an emphasis on team fight, and there's also an emphasis on supports. They want to get supports out of the way, especially the ones that have really hard engage. We saw a Sivir. Sivir has been getting a lot of really amazing buffs as of late. It's one of those characters that keeps on giving, has amazing wave clearing and really good carry potential. But on the other side, on Raven Gaming, they're having Twitch and Vladimir. Vlad is one of those nightmarish mid laners that when played in the hands of a really capable player can turn the match around like it's nothing. And on the other side, they're picking Alistar and Jarvan 4. So they're doing... They want hard engage. They had the speed of Sivir. They have the follow-ups from Jarvan and Alistar. They have the disengage from Alistar and Sivir. So I'm seeing a really solid composition on the Pixlayer side. Whereas Raven Gaming at this moment they already have two really strong carries in both the mid and the bot lane. So I want to see more consistency boosters when they are appearing on the team. So Raven Gaming is going for the Sejuani, which Sej is an amazing jungler and a really strong top laner. Yesterday I went against one and definitely destroyed me, like if I was nothing. And it's a really strong. It's a consistency booster, as I was just saying. We're seeing the first ban on the side of the Raven Gaming on the second round. It's going to be the Victor, and Pixlayers is sniping the Sylas. Both really consistent picks on the mid lane. Both that has the chances of popping off. I'm eager to see what mid laner is going to be taken on the Pixlayer side. Whereas I want to know on the Raven Gaming whether or not they're going Sejuani top or Sejuani jungle.
Yeah. Sejuani also a great flex pick.
Yeah.
Like across all three leagues, Sivir has pretty much been 100% pick or ban, so it's a great pickup for Pixlayers B1 there. And like you said, what they want to do with the mid lane here. This feels like an Orianna game for me when you have Jaro and you have Alistar, great ball delivery service. We'll see if that's something that's in their wheelhouse.
And it's also consistency boosting.
Yeah.
It's also consistency boosting. The final two bans were Lilia and Malphite. Lilia, beast of a jungler. Haven't really seen so much like how she works on a fully competitive environment, like against 5 people that have like coordination and stuff like that. I think that's kind of like something that we will have to see. Whereas we're seeing Renata Glask taking on the support role for Raven Gaming. Really nice pick, really amazing disengage and teamfight potential. And we're seeing an Anivia.
Yeah, it does sort of, it's similar to Orianna, gives sort of that a disengage and some crowd control. Decent mage in the mid lane. Yeah, Renata has been like one of the premier picks here in like the last 3 or 4 patches in the support role. Very, very popular still in support.
It's one of those champions that I don't get how she really works. Like every time I have one on my team, it's like awful. And when it's on the enemy team, it's also awful. So I don't know if it's my elo. I don't know if it's the champion. Finally, Yone for the Raven Gaming. And Pixlayers got the Ornn. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Ornn getting
y-
through all the way to D5. I mean, it is a very popular blind pick. I feel like it's pretty good into most matchups, so I understand picking it here.
I feel Yone. Well, it could be Vladimir top. It could, and
Absolutely,
you,
yeah, they can flex Vladimir top. They still have a lot of flexibility here, and where they
yeah.
decide they want to go with these matchups. But yeah,
Sash is definitely going to go jungle. That's like 100% that's going to happen. It's really cool. I think they flex picked really well. I saw the baits, like they threw the Sejuani in to bait out whether if it was Jarvan jungle or Jarvan top. Jarvan top hasn't been necessarily meta for a while, but it's okay. I think both teams played really well. I would like to ask you, who do you think won the draft?
I feel like Silver's such a strong pick. Like you said earlier as well, like Raven Game immediately they went and grabbed that skill, and they got the Twitch, they got the Vladimir, two champions that scale really, really well until the late game. But I just feel like with the Sivir, with the Jarvan, the Alistar, Nivea, Ornn in there, like is a really good tanky front line, good CC. Like it's a team that's set up to help Sivir. There is the one caveat that if Sivir does die, like where is your damage coming from? Like you basically have a
Yeah.
Nivea and that's it. So that is you're putting a lot of cards into the silver basket, but I do feel like this champion's really strong. It is a champion that can carry from the AD carry role. Um,
Absolutely.
Again, like I said, if this game gets sort of more into the late game, then you're starting to see the Twitch, you're starting to see the Vladimir come online. Like, and yeah, if Yone's particularly gets going early as well, that could be problematic for Silver.
Absolutely. I also think that it's going to be Sivir is also going to be a huge hazard for Peak Slayers at the same time as it is one of the biggest assets because Renata Glass ultimate. Imagine getting hit by that ult and suddenly wiping your
Right.
own team.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why Renata's been such a popular pick. Like that ultimate, especially in the higher elos. Like if you know how to play that champion, like that ultimate can be very, very game changing in team fights in the later stages.
Yeah, but it feels like I don't know if the word underwhelming would be really fair to it, but I think that when you have it like champions that are situational, like full situational, like yeah, it can definitely do this, but it's because like for example, Renata Glask. I've never really understood the kid in general. Like I think she gives out shields and stuff like that, and that's fine, but her main like asset is that CC from the tendril that she tosses. I think it's the E, the shield, and the ultimate. That's kind of like what she does. And the
Right.
grenade can like she's not one of those supports that can carry straight away. Like she depends solely on whether or not their ADC is doing well.
Yeah, I think, like you said, there's a lot that goes into that. I'm really interested to see how this is gonna play out on the Rift. We're gonna take a
Hmm.
quick break, gonna get everything set up, get synced up, and we will be back in about 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
All right, let me switch everything for you.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the grand match between Peak Gaming, Peak Slayers, and Raven Gaming. Dude, I'm terrible with names. Have I ever told you that I'm so bad at names that every single time that I meet someone new, I usually always do something stupid and never remember their names. So what we're saying is that I'm sorry for that
Well,
stupid
I'm glad
story.
it's not just me. I'm the same way. I'm terrible with names.
Exactly. So we're seeing that it's going to be Johnny top against Ornn, which is interesting. Of course, Sejuani jungle, Jarvan jungle. We're going to see the Ornn on the top side. He's just roaming around. We're seeing the Alistar and the Sivir on the bot lane. So, at this moment, I don't know how much faith I have for Johnny against Ornn. Ornn is such a strong pick in general. It's so good that I really find hard to see how it's going to succeed against the tank beast warrior lady that is Ornn in general.
Yeah, mage, assassin, bruiser, whatever you want to call Ornn. Personally, for me, I don't play a lot of top lane here, but I feel like just flexing the Vladimir to the top lane against Ornn and putting Yone in there against him is a better matchup. But again, I am not a top or mid lane player, so I don't know.
So tell me which side is which. On the red side, we have the guys over at Raven.
Gaming, yep.
Yeah, on the blue side, we have Peak Slayers. So what I like about their compositions in general is that both of them have really good engage and disengage, and they have really good team fight potential.
Right,
And-
yeah, really good team fight, like you highlighted there.
So we're going to see really high plays straight away, and that's something that I really do like. We're seeing right now there's a little poke on the bot lane. Sejuani is going for a quick level 3. Maybe she's going to go top. Maybe she's going to go mid, or rather, she will do some. Yeah, we're also seeing that the Jarvan is getting closer. We're seeing
Also,
the
flash in and get the knockup, but not land on the Twitch, which backs off here. Jarvan's waiting to re-engage, but they're just gonna back off here.
Yeah, flash burn from Twitch is going to be a really good asset for Jarvan, especially that he has such a hard engage and really good gank potential. They're definitely going to work really well.
Yeah, get the early sum off Twitch. Twitch without flash is a little bit slow, so you see Jarvan getting pressured a little bit here, gonna back off.
Yeah. We're seeing a small trade between Jone and Ornn. Ornn having absolutely no mana. Sejuani's on the top side getting the Scuttler. And she also just cleared her red. And she's maybe going to... She just forsook the golems and the raptors. She's trying to either get a position to dive the Ornn, which...
Yeah, we have a dive top here. Sejuani going in, gonna get the third aggro. Perfectly played there. Yone gets the kill. That's exactly how you want to do it.
Yeah, really well executed dive. It was pretty safe, and that's something that it's really good on their part. We're seeing Jarvan roaming around. What's funny to me is that both junglers cleared the specific side that they knew the other jungler was going to be in, but still left 2 camps on each side. So
yeah.
that's kind of funny.
Yeah, we saw as Jarvan was investing in that gank bot lane, Sejuani was able to continue jungling. She got the lead up in camps, and then more efficient as well with the gank, able to get the Ornn, get out, go back to farming. So overall, edge to Sejuani here in the early game.
Absolutely. Ornn is one of those characters that can definitely bounce back from later. It's one of those that where his real utility comes to play. It's his ultimate and the way that he's going to be able to buff the mythic items of his teammates, which is really important.
Such a multifaceted champion. We see another engage here from Alistar. Sejuani's down here though to get some support. Jarvan also walking down. He might have a 3v3. Doesn't look like they were just gonna sort of back off. Jarvan's gonna clear out this pink ward.
Very safe engage. They knew that the Twitch was not near, and they didn't lose like a lot of health on those trades. But of course, the norm on the top side is going to be Yone with really little health, trying to scrape whatever he can on healing and stuff like that, and trying not to get poked to death by the water goat.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, Ornn dying first blood, not the biggest deal. Like, this champion's so multifaceted, so there's tons of other ways it's going to contribute to the team, even if it's, you know, not technically going to be looking for kills here in the early laning phase anyways, so...
It totally brings a lot to the table, which is really important when it comes to matches in general.
Absolutely. And
So-
already see Sora bullying here. He only hasn't backed, I don't believe. Actually,
Yeah,
he
he
went and got the Vampiric Scepter, so yeah, he did back.
We're seeing Yone achieving level 6, one in the ultimate, and we're seeing a small gank on the mid lane. Really nice W. Really proactive of Raven Gaming, how they've been doing these early matches. We're seeing the gold lead, at least 300 gold on top from the Sejuani over the Jarvan. The Jarvan has been a little bit slow on clearing the...
He does have ult here. We're gonna get the Ornn ultimate. Flashes away. Directed camera kind of cuts out, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was a really good play actually. He ulted to the side to avoid the ram, and he went away with the... It was actually really well executed, and even though he burned a really good resource that it's his ultimate, it's still something really good in the end because he didn't die and didn't give like a kill and an assist, which would be devastating for a Yone against the Norn.
Yeah, also flashed away from the Jarvan gank, so it had no potential really for the Jarvan to get in there, and we're seeing the basically payback for that, which is Dragon going to Peak Slayers.
And the Dragon in revenge for Raven Gaming. They are really like they're having really good macro plays in general. Of course, there's not like not a lot of gold ahead of them. Like they're not having like 3,000 gold 7 minutes in. They're having like a really small lead that could increase in size really exponentially. I like the way that Sejuani is clearing really fast. It's 14 minions on top of the Jarvan. So Jarvan really needs to pick up the pace because he's going to be really behind when it comes to experience. And let's just say that these two ultimates are really important when it comes to team fighting and ganking in general.
Yeah, and typically the Jarvan is one of those junglers that has a lot of early game agency. Like typically it's solid on the ganks with the setup, and we've already seen bot lane. They tried to gank super early, it did not go as planned, and right there top lane, great flash by Yone to get away from the Jarvan gank as well. So two ganks really hasn't been able to get either one to manifest.
Yeah, at this very moment, I think it's anyone's game. Straight up. There's a chance for Ornn to bounce back. There's a chance because everything at the end is going to be defined by the team fights.
Yeah. Very good early game, close game still here. Like you said, there's no real advantage to any team. Like yeah, Red side is up about 1,000 gold, 600 gold, but it's like you said, not something that's insurmountable.
Yeah, 700 gold on top for 500 gold on top for Raven Gaming, and they're just biding their time. They're not trying to have really strong matches. Bot lane is getting pushed in, but that's expected to be with a Sivir that just the W and 1Q can make mincemeat out of the enemy minions. The mid lane is very static. Just static, like it's the same on both sides. They are both playing really safe. There's not going to be these crazy outplays where anyone could win. No. That's not the way that these champions work.
Yeah, that's how I expected kind of mid lane to be. Like Vladimir is not one of your champions early game that's really looking to get pressure and get kills, and has great agency to get out of sort of some of the Anivia things. We see Alistar getting a little caught out here. He might go down. He's popped the ult, but it's not going to matter. Knight's going to tick down with the Twitch Great flash there as well to get out of the Jarvan. Should be able to just walk this out. Do have Sivir coming in. Flash from Jarvan to try and get the kill on Twitch. Flash from Sivir to get the kill here. Sivir's gonna go in. Should be able to also get this one on Renata. Gonna greed with the turret. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get out of here. It looks like they did.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no, she lived. Okay, right.
She did
Good.
live.
That
Good
was
heal at the
really
last
well
there. We didn't see
executed.
that on camera.
That was really well executed on both.
Yeah, Vladimir coming in with Ghost. Gonna get the kill on the AD carry. Jarvan as well should go down.
Um,
And
there we
yeah,
go.
Vladimir coming in with the Ghost there. Cleaned it up.
Really amazing roam on the Vladimir side. Before we continue on what Vladimir did, we need to speak really quick about how it was handled, that fight on the bot lane. I think Twitch and Renata did really well, taking advantage of the fact that Sivir wasn't home. In the case of Jarvan coming in, he also played that beautifully. There wasn't a single missed EQ combo, which is amazing because even though that combo is kind of instantaneous, with people that know what they're doing, it's really hard to land, and he landed it every single time. A double kill for one assist for Jarvan, and Sivir coming on was really good, but the Vladimir definitely equalized the whole match.
Yeah, we have another fight here in the mid lane. Looks like Storm's gonna go. We have Horn coming in. Should be able to kill the... No, gonna flash out. Gets away and then dies to the pillar. The mid lane, the Nivea egg gonna go down here as well.
Although Yone might be not rising above the clouds and doing anything that he wants, but he's definitely staying there. But in the case of Vladimir, that's a concern.
Yeah, Vladimir now with 3 kills, picked up another kill there off the Nivea egg. And kind of like you said earlier, like it's Ornn, again, just 1v1s the Yone, died first blood, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's Ornn. That's how he works. He may die anytime that he wants, and his utility is going to come up at any time. If you are a competent top laner, you can make Ornn work. Not me, I'm not good at that.
Me neither, I would already be feeding. We do see
Yeah.
Dragon being started up here. Ornn is making his way down. He could potentially have 5v4.
He has his ultimate at 50%. We're seeing a little bit of an engage.
Jarvan goes in, gonna ult on Renato. Does get the ult. Going to be able to walk it out here. Gets exhausted by Alistar.
I love the kiting from the Renata was actually really good. The Twitch is all alone. Really good plan.
Yeah, and Peak Slayers, they just have numbers here. Like, there's not much like a Raven can do. They're just going to have to back out. They lose a member as well. Yone's going to push down this top tower. Should get the remaining 3 turret plates, you would think, before Ornn can respawn. Ornn does not have TP to get back to this lane. Is walking back from mid lane here.
A walk of shame from the bot lane. That's the moment when you need to think if it was actually worth. Like, even though you help your team, you could be screwing yourself over in other directions by giving a Yone over 30 minions on top of you, which it can definitely be a little bit detrimental because, yeah, Ornn may not kill like Yone may not kill Ornn straight away, like on a 1v1 scenario, at least at this stage, but he can definitely do that to both Sivir and Anivia.
Right, yeah. This, like you said, Yone's purpose here is to try and get on Sivir, so if he's able to basically combo the Sivir, as we see another great play here from Yone, gets the ult, and Nivea is just going to go down. Vladimir actually picks that up.
And really good, actually. Now we're seeing Windy on the bot side trying to clear any wards. At this very moment, I'm seeing some hardships for Peak Slayers right now, and the main reason for that is because, dude, you have 4-0 Vladimir with...
Yeah, and Sivir just getting bullied out here by Twitch.
Yeah.
And just 5 minutes ago, the Sivir was up in CS, up 20, almost 25 CS, and then we're seeing that completely flip here.
The magic of Twitch just having the Berserker Graves.
We do have a Jarvan gang coming in here. Also is going to go in and get the knockup on Twitch. Jarvan ultimate onto the Twitch. Twitch is stuck in here. Ronnie ult is going to whiff here. And trying to just back out, but I don't know. Yep, it should be a reset here. I don't think that Raven Gaming. I don't know if they're gonna try and get the Alistar. No, they're just gonna back out. And again, we have another 1v1 going on in the top lane. We have Ornn versus Yone. Who's gonna win this time? Ornn is self-shield. Oh
my
Yone
god!
gets it.
That was a really, really amazing fight on the top side. 1v1, as they're saying in the chat, solo bolo.
And yeah, this Vladimir just super fed. Without the egg, Nivea's gonna go down here.
Instantaneous. Vladimir also used Ghost and Flash. No, it only used Flash on that trade.
Yeah, only Flash expended there. So he's gonna get that turret off of the back end of that kill on Ornn.
Over 30 minions on top of Ornn for Yone. And the first tower, which, dude, this guy is coming back from the bank with really fat stacks because, man, that was really good. And he's going the new build, the Yone build from top. They go Ruin King, they go Sunfire, and they win the match for some ungodly reason, but they do.
Yeah, the Sunfire gives that a little extra bit of tankiness for Yone in the early game. Gives them that ability to kind of go in and not just get completely melted, able to get the damage down. And for the most part, walk out. Depends on, you know, the situation there in the team fight. But yeah, I like that build. I think it's very popular now, like you said. And it's particularly against this team where Yone's main goal here is to kind of assassinate the Sivir.
So we see that the Reef Herald is open. They're going to try to get something out on the mid lane. Maybe they're trying to invade. Maybe they're trying to get the Ornn straight away. They want to get an out to get the. They want to get an out to get the Reef Herald as soon as they can, and that's really, really important. Right now, Raven Gaming is in a really, really good position, and we need to see how they're going to continue handling it for the next couple of minutes. In the case of Peak Slayers, they are not. They're not in an awful position. They're definitely losing to the standards of the gameplay. On the map.
You want to fight this here? Just have some backup coming in from the bot side. Yeah, they're gonna get him ulted here.
Holy!
Yeah, Yone just gonna take down the Nivea. Does get the egg, but it's gonna eventually die to Jarvan here. Meanwhile, Peak Slayers, or excuse me, Raven Gaming is gonna take mid tower while Peak Slayer sort of steps up around Dragon.
And also the Rift Herald.
And the Rift Herald as well. Yes, Ronnie took that off screen while they were fighting down in the bot lane near Dragon. We're just gonna kind of get out of here. Ghost is expended by Vladimir. Looks like.
No, that was
that was
the phase rush. Yeah, yeah. So we're seeing that they're together with the dragon. They're okay. They're saying, okay, so you can take the Drake. We are going to get the whole top tower. Sivir is nowhere close. Sivir doesn't have her ultimate, so maybe they're not going to be able to defend that tower to the best of their abilities. They're missing 2 people, and one of them is. No, there are 2 people in bot and one.
Yeah, and I really like this trade here. Like with the dragon buffs in the last patch, it's a lot longer to kill it, and they're just able to say, "Hey, we'll give you the second dragon. We're just gonna take Rift Tail. We're gonna take the top tower, tier 2 top tower, and also get a charge on the inhibitor tower."
Yeah, this is going to be definitely long match when it comes to Drakes. Raven are trying to prioritize on money, making money. At least there is 6,000 on top of the 6,000 gold on top of Peak Slayers, which is something that I find pretty good for them. We need to see those numbers. They need to farm a little bit more. There's definitely room for improving their current gameplay state. They have something that is really good for them, is that they have really good pick potential. Like picking someone on the mid lane or something like that. And if they lose someone like Yone or Vladimir, it can be devastating for them.
And Yone just finally goes over the wall here. Gonna get into a 2v2 with the Ornn and the Jarvan. Vladimir's here, and this is the one champion you just kind of want to avoid at this point in the game. This would be 2 kills, is going to be 2 kills, goes both over to Yone.
And no health lost. No health lost from the Yone. Like, he went straight ahead, took 3 tower shots, and came back fresh as a cucumber.
Absolutely, and with the Blade of the Rune King, should be able to just go back to a wave, kind of heal up here. May dive here on Sivir. We do have Sejuani coming in. I believe she has ult. She does have ultimate. Spell shield expended, and they're just going to walk out after that. Take the tier 2 tower.
Second tier 2 tower at 20 minutes. This is looking a little bit rough on the side. 8,000 gold on top of Peak Slayers. Do you think they're able to bounce back? I want to believe.
There is the window where they can bounce back here, but it's gonna have to involve getting Sivir some picks, getting Sivir some of the shutdown gold. There's 500 shutdown gold on Vladimir, there's 150 gold on Yone here. Some of these objectives should have bounties as well. I think that's what you have to do, just to try and get as much gold into Sivir and just, you know, get those ricochets going, get those boomerangs going in these team fights. Sort of layer it with the Anivia ultimate, the Anivia AoE damage, and Ornn ultimate on top. I think that's what you're looking for. That's kind of like your win con at this point. While extremely low, don't get me wrong. Like Raven Gaming has a huge lead here. They know what they're doing with their lead. Like you've seen them take map control on the top side, took that tower, went bottom, got map control, took that tower. So I feel like Raven Gaming
get 9,000 gold on top of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's harsh. It's definitely harsh.
There is a window there for Peak Slayers currently. It is closing, but there is still that window.
Getting the Jarvans, the Vladimir CC to death. But that's going to be really, really hard on the. If you're seeing how the Jarvan, how the Vladimir is playing, the way that he's moving, how he's timing his pulls and everything, it shows that the guy not only knows how to play the character, but at the same time, how he's aware of the surroundings, know what abilities to bait in order to scurry away with the pull. It's really impressive.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. His macro has been very impressive. Map awareness. I don't know how much of that's shot calling, if the team's communicating this, or it's just more of him being proactive as far as a player. But yeah, you saw it from the very beginning when he went bottom with that ghost and just sort of cleaned up those 2 kills that got him going. And personally, for me, if you see Vladimir on the map, you just for Peak Slayers, you just go to a different lane. And if he's in top lane or mid lane, you just don't fight where he is. He's basically a raid boss. Like you just have to treat him like that. Particularly when Yone is just like standing on top of him waiting.
Yeah, no. And the coolest thing about how Yone is playing this match is that he knows that with the tankiness that he has for the team, he can do anything that he wants. Like he was allowed to get to that stage. He got a lot of money from the roam when Ornn roamed to the bot lane, and that's something that they are not going to be able to take back from him unless they're able to really staple him down to the ground. We're seeing a really early Baron, 23 minutes, and they're definitely going to get it. We also saw that Yone expended TP to be with the team and try to be prepared on in position if they tried anything punny.
Yeah, and you saw there that here we have an Ornn coming in. Like it should be V-Loss. I mean, Pixie has got a little bit of the edge here while coming into the fight. Alistar is gonna go down, and Peaceslayer just gonna have to kind of walk out here.
They were not focusing the speeder, but it didn't matter because the Yone is cleaning up like if it was made by Dyson. Holy!
I kind of see what Peak Slayer is thinking there. Like, okay, this Sejuani wasn't there. I don't know if they saw her, that she was sort of backing off. They said, hey, let's try and get this pick. But again, you have Vladimir there, and this could be the ending. You know, that's what I was afraid of. Like, if that team fight right there, it's pretty much a do or die. Yone is gonna go ahead and solo the Drake, and they're probably just gonna go for mid and mid here.
I think they totally could. Vladimir is one of those champs that has really good base AP on their basic attacks. So he's able to definitely brush off a tower in a couple of basic attacks. Right now, they're prioritizing on objectives. So they got 2 towers, they get dragon, they reset. That's how they're rolling with 9,000 gold on top of Peak Slayers, which really good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the safer play there. Get the dragon, secure the dragon, get the mid and hid tower, get those objectives. You know, just sort of take your time with it. Like they have a huge lead here, 11k gold now. It's sort of blossoming too.
Of course, they're seeing the Seaver getting tons of money in the mid lane, trying to farm it out every single lane. She's able to output a lot of wave clear and everything, which is really important in this level of the match. We're seeing the Vladimir is buying the Void piece, which is a really important, which is a component for the Void stuff. So he's going full penetration straight up.
Yeah, and you're sort of seeing the difference here with Sivir, only one item completed. It's just a struggle to get damage in these fights. Like it's really gonna have to take some picks here. Like you cannot.
Well,
you can't even really
they have the mortal reminder. The Seaver has the mortal reminder.
Right. Sorry, 2 items. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's just such a hard thing to do until she gets that 3rd item and really is able to output the damage. Like, doing a good job clearing the waves here, but I just feel like it's one of those situations where they need more damage, and I don't know where it's going to come from.
They can still bounce back. They still have the inhibitor on the mid lane. We're seeing a Ratatat coming straight away from the Twitch.
Twitch is doing so much damage here. Sivir has to flash out. Alistar's going to walk out with the ultimate expenditure. Should live. And yeah, this will be mid inhib going over to Obsidian. They're also pushing it on the top side.
Look at that Vladimir. Hadouken! Hadouken! He destroys the inhibitor. Goes to Hadouken again, the tower. Seeing another.
Gonna come in here. This is more of a zoning thing, but this doesn't matter. Not an ult coming in. Gonna land on 3. Looks like we're gonna have another team fight here. Jarvan's gonna ult into the back line, which is no damage. Yone's gonna escape with nothing here. Ornn goes down. 3 down, I believe. 4 down, and yeah.
You saw how much health the Joni got back from the Triumph?
That is insane.
That was disgusting, dude.
Quadra kill going over to the Vladimir, and yeah, this is the problem. Vladimir, you give them that early game agency, the scaling champion is just impossible to deal with.
One mistake, one backing in a position that was not necessarily safe, gave the full match to Vladimir, ending game 1 in favor of Raven Gaming. Overall, very exciting. Like, it was really even right from the start all the way to that roam from the Vladimir. Like, top lane was head-to-head, bot lane was head-to-head, junglers were having like, yeah, the Jarvan was a little bit behind when it came to farming, but he had really good presence in the lanes, and suddenly everything shifted.
Yeah, I feel like it was a turning point, except that team fight was sort of even in the bot lane until the Vladimir showed up and just grabbed both kills. And then it was off to the races for Vladimir there. It went to the mid lane, got another kill. And then, yeah, I just feel like every time they tried to fight around Vladimir, it was an unwinnable situation. Like, you just cannot give Vladimir that sort of lead in the early game.
Absolutely. Okay, so my constructive criticism for the guys over Art Peaks Layers would be a little bit more aware on what you're backing. What your rotations were really good. The fights were fantastic in certain ways. You guys had like really good shot calling in certain places. You guys always were prioritizing objectives. That was really good. Vision played a really nice role for you guys because you were able to do catches or try to do catches in the late game. I think you guys did pretty well. You need to be a little bit more consistent when it comes to communication cases, because the fact that Vladimir was able to run to the bot lane and eliminate them shows a little bit of lack of communication when it came to the team, and they can definitely bring it back later.
Absolutely. There are definitely things that Peakslayer can sort of do in the draft here to fix this, as well as, like you said, just at times there's some lack of shot calling. Like that the Vladimir roam to the bottom lane should 100% have been called. Should have been at least being advertised in their comms that, hey, Vladimir's missing in lane coming down. So things like that. It's something that you can clean up. I feel like going into this draft, I'm seeing things in Twitch chat that Vladimir's 100% going to be banned. They're going to make the mid laner play actual champion. I'm seeing. So maybe it starts there. Like, ban the Vladimir, put the mid laner on something different.
Absolutely. So we're going to have a small break, and we'll be right back.
Stjärnor helt vindringsbart dit. Gör hunger hon där skall dräntor. Regnon strävnor ej var sist. Vargar kallir vilt er väg på se tunnor med klånat hår. Var borgar vävt vägs för kalonar i såg för samman vir står.
Don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer. 'Cause when we're gone, everything goes on. You were staring at the window, and I said, I wanna take you to the sea. And when I'm better, we'll do everything. I gotta stop making promises I can't keep. But if I was gone tomorrow, won't the waves crash on? Is it selfish that I'm happy as we pass the setting sun? Someday I'll be overcast, but you won't have to cry. 'Cause we'll do the grieving while I'm by your side. I said, don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer. 'Cause when we're gone, everything goes on. And I'm so scared of getting used to this. All the vines that keep you tethered in your room. Well, someday both of us are leaving here, but for now I'll just bring this sea to you. Will you meet me in the daylight like we did before? Then I felt you on my shoulder, and you weren't suffering anymore. You said, I'm sorry that you worry, but don't apologize. I told you to forget me, but you stayed by my side when I said, don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer. And when we're gone, everything goes on.
Moving too fast, life is moving in slow-mo. I'm a god, but I actually don't know. Homie, better put your pride aside. I'm a Benz, get more like a Volvo. Your best stuff looks like my words. Synapses, fire, and burst. Got the whole crew with me, about to do damage. You know we ain't average. I ain't gonna say this again, but it's in my time. Better look in my eyes. I'm a genius in the skies with my heart on my sleeve. You force you a block to a king in his prime. Everybody got a line. Sit back with the stars in line. I finesse like Cut my life on the nine, was a diamond in the rough, and now I shine.
No one could stop us, they'll try, but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants. Yeah, shutting it down. Been in the grind, and my people all up in this place. Spinning this thing, gold on my rank. Royalty up in my veins. I'm loco, think I'm so cold. I say something, ain't no going back. Now they ask where Kiki's at. I'm like, you can't hang with that. 쏟아져 빛이 멀게 된 눈이 멈추지 않아. Once we go, 내게 넣은 날로 모든 배워 빨리 달려. 넌 못 따라와. True damage we do it. True damage 보여줄게. 뭐든 쉽게. 이기든 지든 my crew make the beat. No one could stop us. They'll try, but they won't. Nada nos puede parar. Oh no, we're wide awake now. Our eyes are wide open. We're running this world. We're keeping it turning. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. It's not the way we're weak, but we coming right back. This time they're gonna see how we do it like that. We're living like giants. Yeah, giants. We're bigger than giants. We're giants. Oh, sleeping giants. Sleeping giants.
I keep on shattering time. I'ma just leave you behind. Homie, you stuck on rewind. You just quit sleeping on mine. You got your back on reclined. When I damage your delicate spine, please don't act out, shy and surprised. They be like, what you mean? What is your winning scheme? I got a giant team. Biggest my self-esteem. Run it back, running man. They think they go hard, I'm like, come again. You run at a time and I'm busting in. While you stumbling, I got this blade in my hand for your punishment.
We're wide awake. Welcome to the playground. Welcome to the playground. Welcome to the playground. Follow me. Tell me your nightmares and fantasies. Sink into the wasteland underneath. Stay for the night. I'll sell you a dream.
Hear my plea to the fallen, leave me to be with the broken one last time before I go. Hold the last burning ember, let us never surrender. May we rise up to the call for the glory and the fall.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another match, the second match of the day between Pixlayers versus Raven Gaming. Raven Gaming having one up on top of Pixlayers. Raven Gaming played beautifully last match, really consistent presence in the jungle, really good presence in the mid lane and the top lane. That surprised absolutely everyone. Right now, we're going to the second match, and we're going to start seeing the draft right about now. How are you, Phil? How are you feeling right now?
Doing good, and yeah, that was exciting game one. Looking forward to getting into game two draft here. Starting to see some of the bans are already filtering in. We have the Shen ban again from Raven Gaming. On the other side, we do see the Vladimir ban, also the Olaf ban as well, which was banned in game one.
Expected that the chat was saying that that Vladimir is going to be 100% banned.
The Yone as well, also respect ban here.
Yeah,
Yone
they don't
getting banned
want
as well.
anything to do with that. And Raven Gaming is going to get the Sivir this time.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this I've seen it for the last 3-4 weeks now. Like Sivir, if it's not banned, is getting picked B1 pretty much 99% of the time.
It's such a consistent pick in this very moment. I really do like the character in general, what they did with her. Like having, I don't think we had like a lot of ADCs that were based on clearing and wave clear. Like they could wave clear, but they were not like the sole thing. And I really do like that. We're seeing the Alistar coming back for Pixlayers. The Alistar played a really good role last time. He wasn't the best, but he did like really good. So I think the Alistar is okay.
Yeah,
And we're
I
going
think
to see
yeah, there are no problems with the Alistar last game. And like you said, it was played by Peak Slayers as well in game one, and I didn't see any issues with it. Had some proactive plays. Gonna pair it with the Ashe this time, so I kind of like what we got going on the bot lane. We're saying like, all right, we can't really compete with Sivir, but we're just gonna have a bunch of CC and setup for the bot lane for whatever potential jungle they have coming in here.
We're seeing the Thresh for the disengage and de-engage, which is really important, and we're seeing the Hecarim gotta hit the champion.
Yeah, it's starting to. Last couple patches, it's starting to kind of come back. Has been being picked up here, especially in the higher leagues, higher elos.
And every single time that he comes back is atrocious for everyone in the lower ranks. Like, dude, it's so bad going against him.
Yeah, we got the kind of nice theme, Thresh Hecarim theme going on here. As we see Poppy being locked in from Peak Slayers. I really like Poppy jungle right now, especially in
It's
the
a really
Hecarim
good
matchup.
flex pick. It's a really good flex pick in both top and jungle. It's I really do like how both teams really they both have been balancing around. Okay, let's show the Sejuani. They're not going to know against what they're going against and stuff like that. I really do like it.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right. It's still able to be flexed in the top lane. Recently, we've seen it more in the jungle, but yeah.
The
Good flex pick
Narvan
here.
shows me that maybe it's going to be Poppy top.
Yeah, we
It's
got a
what
Ward ban, which is, or excuse me, Narban, which is and a Silas ban as well. So the Narban, I don't know the champion pool for Raven Gaming's top laner, so maybe this is sort of one of their champions they prefer.
finally Vigar. It's an annoying little champion that can definitely do some work under the correct circumstances. But overall, I think that both compositions at this moment are in a really good position. They are tanky based, and we're going to see whether or not the puppy will be going top or on the jungle. As you said, jungle puppy has been very popular, at least in solo queue, these past couple of months. We're seeing the Ari on the mid lane.
Ari, another champion that's sort of had a resurgent in the mid lane in the last few patches. Sort of like one of those mages that has good clear. It's especially when it gets the ult. When she gets the ult, has really good wave management as well as able to sort of safely play in lane and get around on the map as well. So I like this pick here from Peak Slayers.
She can set up really well the ganks on her lane. We're seeing the Swain, also another popular pick that has been getting a lot of notoriety in the past couple of months. He has been getting nerfed, buffed, and nerfed at the same time. They're trying to balance him, surprisingly.
Yeah, I expect Swain to go mid, but it is one of those champions that could still be sort of flexed around in the top lane if they wanted to. But I do feel like, the Vladimir ban, like Swain is one of those next champions that's similar to Vladimir in the wheelhouse. Like you said, it is very popular in this current meta, and we do see the Ornn being locked in as well. So yeah,
They're doing like the little children now. Okay, now it's my turn to play with Sivir and Ornn.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
It's like now it's my turn. Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox, or in this case, the Ornn and the Sivir. I like it. We're missing the last pick, which is going to be, let's see, something really good, something that can melt the Ornn, not necessarily Poppy. Let's see. The Fiora,
Fiora in the
really
top lane,
nice,
yeah.
really
Sort of-
nice answer.
Yeah, we sort of seen Fiora be the answer to Ornn in the top lane. It's one of those champions just like, let's go forward the whole time. Does a lot of damage like you were just asking for. Does really good in the skirmish.
Yeah,
So-
they definitely can do something from there. Overall, nice picks on both sides. I really like how they handled everything. They're working for their strengths, and they're trying to counterpick in whatever way they can against Raven Gaming. I think they have a more solid. They have a more solid composition now that they had before, and they have many outlets where they can go be better. They have a better teamfight potential and a better split push at the same time. So Fiora is going to be a really contested situation on the top side, which they're going to need to make work.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see how this Poppy sort of is going to be navigated here in the early games. I think that was one of my criticisms from Peak Slayers in the last game, is just Jarvan, like, while they were proactive, they weren't able to really get those ganks necessarily to be successful. This time they have a lot more setup in the bot lane. They have the Ashe, they have the Alistar again. So we'll see if that's where the Poppy goes. Yeah, looking forward to sort of getting into this game.
We're going
Any
to have
final
a
thoughts here?
small break. No, I think we can go to the break and come back when the match is on.
All right, we are going to take a quick 20-30 second break to get synced up and loaded in here. We will be right back.
Yes. Week 9, Wednesday, TES 2022. Welcome to the Conqueror League between Peak Slayers versus Raven Gaming Obsidian. On the blue side, we have Raven Gaming. On the red side, we have Peak Slayers. And overall, Peak Slayers had a really solid, really well-made draft compared to the last game. And in the case of Raven Gaming, they added a lot of consistency. Now now it's their turn to play Ornn and Sivir, which they are really good picks right now. And the Ornn went away without any potions. A visionary man.
Right. Let me see if that might be a scoreboard issue. Let me check that.
Take a pick.
It is not. They just
It
have
is
the
not.
armor. Yeah.
Yeah, he went away. He doesn't want any potions. He doesn't drink and drive in this in this very moment.
I don't need that advantage in this lane.
Yeah. I need that gold. I need like Well, he's
Here's
actually
Ornn, who can
he's-
buy items as we know they're passive.
yeah,
so
he's
maybe
saving
that's
like
what-
150 something along
Yeah, I think it's about 150. It's 300 for the armor, so yeah, I think it's about 150 gold.
No, 200, 200.
Or the 200? Yeah, 500. You sorry, correct.
To handle I find it really funny because he could have like boots instantaneously level 2 boots.
Yeah, that is 100% a possibility here. And I imagine that's something that they are considering. Maybe they're gonna go with some more armor here just because of the Fiora matchup. We'll see.
Yeah, wave and a half could be like a second cloth and go for Bramble Blast early, or overall it's kind of intelligent. Maybe it's a mistake. I don't know. It's good to we're going to see. We see that the Hoff is a really capable top laner, so it could be all part of the plan.
Yeah, we had some great duels in the top lane, some 1v1 duel. Expecting similar here in game 2. As we already kind of seeing them dishing out some damage back and forth here. Also, really curious to see how Amphi is going to play in the mid lane. Last game she really popped off, but we had some action here in the bottom lane. Thresh is getting chunked down, gonna be able to just kind of lock out.
Really amazing player last time, and Ari, I think Ari's going to have a hard time because I don't know how she deals really well with sustain-based champions, and Swain is definitely a really annoying sustain-based champion.
Yeah, and she navigated she gets a really good hook there. She navigated the champion Vladimir really well in game 1, so I'm assuming a similar performance here on the Swain. Like, as you've been saying, is a very strong champion in this current minute.
We're seeing the Hecarim trying to do 2 camps at the same time and definitely finish the red buff. Now he's going to the bot lane. And we're seeing the Poppy going. She wants mid lane. She's pinned right now. She wants to go there. And saw the ward.
Gonna probably grab Scuttle as it spawns here. But we also have Hecarim heading down to the bot lane as well. May get a little skirmish here over Scuttle, we'll see.
Now the Ornn's favorite game. Let's farm on their tower. There's nothing more dreadful than farming on their tower as a tank. It's awful. Even people that know how to farm hate it.
And yeah, they have some sort of plan here with they did upgrade to the we got the Warden's Mail here. Excuse me, as I'm bad with names, as we said from game 1. But yeah, we have a Warden's Mail being upgraded early here for the Ornn. We figured something like that was gonna happen.
Do you think he's going for Frozen Heart?
I would do Frozen Heart to sort of reduce the attack speed in Fiora.
Well, but you also want to reducing healing that early. Not necessary. Straight up. She doesn't have like that much healing. And he's keeping up with the farm, even though he has been poked to death with that little toothpick. He's definitely been able to sustain it.
Gank here as well. Hecarim coming up to the top side. Fiora should be able to walk out of this. See how much Hecarim wants to commit. Yeah, just 2 turret shots, gonna walk out. But this gives pressure to the top side. Let's Ornn sort of CS. They were getting shoved in.
And Amphi doing work in the mid lane. What an exceptional player.
Got good blade management here. Having a little bit of a tougher time CSing in the early game. We saw the last game was Anivia versus Vladimir. Just sort of like a handshake, hey, we'll let you CS, you let me CS type of deal. This game, Ari giving a little bit more pressure.
We're seeing the Hecarim in a really bad position in this very moment.
They try to smite just to get some health. They're gonna walk out here. Ornn is here, but they're both pretty low. Ari's also here. I don't know if they saw her walking up. She's gonna miss the charm. Does ignite the Ornn. Ornn's gonna get double knocked up on the wall.
Oof. Okay, this can definitely work out for them. Yeah. We're seeing the Swain with the Hoping Ghost.
Go down. First blood going over to Raven Gaming. Ari gonna get a kill on the backside with the Ornn. Hecarim also going down to Fiora. Fiora is going to get 1 kill. They're just gonna. Okay, never mind.
Oh no.
Swain wants some more. She's going back in. I think this should just reset now. Ari's gonna back out. Swain's gonna go back to lane as well.
Yeah, overall, really good thoughts, kind of little bad execution. Hecarim was in a really bad position and Ornn was trying to back out and he wasn't allowed to in order to help his friend. Maybe going back TPing, I think Hecarim was going to survive because the only reason Hecarim died was because he stayed to fight alongside the Ornn and both of them got killed, so... Maybe he's a
Some Ash
hunt
near the
like
bot lane. Ash is gonna have some CC. Ignite coming out as well. Thresh Lantern going to safely get her out of there, but she's gonna have
the
to
body
back
blocking
in
from the
there.
Alistar didn't allow the use of the lantern. Kind of unfortunate, really.
And yeah, Silver's gonna walk out. There was expenditure of Ignite on the bot side, but I think overall it's pretty worth. Like they're hard shoving the lane here, so denying Silver some CS.
And this Ornn is determined not by any potions.
Yeah, it's a potion-free game for Ornn.
Yeah, he's a healthy boy. He doesn't need those spirits.
Less of the mage build this game, more of the tanky build.
Absolutely, dude. He's like going. Okay, we're seeing a small skirmish on the top. We're seeing that
Yeah,
the
Silver's still walking
oh,
back to great knockback by Alistar. I think yeah, Thresh is just gonna die here. Flashes for no reason. Silver is here, but there's nothing really to do. Hecarim not on vision, so they do not know Hecarim is here.
he
Maybe
didn't have the
tries to-
flash. Did he have the flash at the time, or was it the hex flash?
I think it was Flash. Hex Flash just coming off cooldown, so yeah, maybe it was Hex Flash. I don't know if you could cast that in that combat situation though. But we do have Poppy coming in, going to get the kill onto Sivir. That goes over to Ash. Ash also, or Sivir, excuse me, also flashing there at the end.
Pixlayers is biting back. They want that early advantage, and even though they might not be ahead in CS for every single lane, they are definitely trying to be as strong as they can, and that's something that it's really admirable of them. Going straight up from last game that had some minor inconveniences, but overall had really good team play. Maybe this time is going to be 100 times more consistent.
Yeah, this is exactly what I want to see when you have the Poppy and you have that sort of setup in the bot lane with the Alistar and the Ashe, and like you highlighted, this Alistar in game 1 actually, they were making proactive plays as best they could, and we're sort of seeing that here in game 2 as well. That was a great knockback on the Thresh. Then also extending that fight out, Ashe now with 2 kills.
Yeah. We're seeing the Ari with 101 and the Poppy 013. So yeah, overall, of course, the Hecarim is going to have a very clear speed than Poppy. He was built for this, and doing the two camps at the same time is definitely something that he can do very comfortably. Swain wanted the red. No, Swain. Okay, I think was the Fiora was actually pinging for that the Hecarim is on the top side.
Yeah, so we're picking where they and yeah, Sivir just got the ult here. Like they have Poppy coming in as well. Sivir does not have flash. Gonna have to expend the ult there just to walk out of the lane.
Yeah, no ghost, no flash. It was all we need to run straight away out of here. The swing can still be a win condition. Don't get me wrong, and I'm still thinking that even though
Right.
Ashe with 2 kills, yes, it's strong, but it's not Samira with 2 kills. You understand me? Like it's
Yeah, Ashe is more like I said, utility based AD carry. Not one of those ones that you know it'd be like, oh, this champion is gonna hard carry this lane with 2 kills.
yeah, it's not a Jinx
Absolutely.
or a Caitlyn for that matter. It's a champion that his main effort is going to come from team fights and sniping people on the side, which is going to be really important, which is exactly what she's been doing and getting 2 kills because of that.
Yeah, and Poppy again hovering bot side here. This is like we were highlighting before stream. Sort of what we wanted to see is a lot of setup here. We'll see if they are gonna gank. Hecarim is top side, and my stream just froze.
Yeah,
There
no,
we go.
no problem.
Not bad.
Okay. We're seeing
Yeah,
the
Poppy flashing over the
engage.
wall, takes down the Sivir. Alistar should go down here the last turret shot, but there should be 2 kills going over. Ashe is actually gonna go down, and
Oh
that
wow.
was disaster.
Oh lord. Oh lord. Okay, that's something that you didn't want to happen. Getting the
Say
shutdown on the Ashe. I think the Thresh got the 2 kills, which
Yes, Thresh did. Yeah, I was gonna say the one caveat: Thresh did get both kills. They assassinated the Sivir immediately, but yeah,
yeah, it's not terrible. It's not terrible for the guys who were at Pixlayers.
Absolutely. And if the shutdown guild's gonna go to someone, you want it to go to Thresh. So overall, they do. In the end, it is a gold advantage over to Raven Gaming but like I said, most of that gold is going over to your support. So I would still favor Peak Slayer slightly in that scenario. Although they did fumble the re-engage there in the tower. I think you just take the silver kill and you just back out. It was a little bit greedy to try and also go for Thresh.
Maybe it was the correct play.
Greedy is the correct
maybe.
play.
Yeah, maybe they also wanted to like reset their bounties and they gave them to the weakest.
Right.
Would you could say
Heck you.
the weakest link on the match? You feel me? Like, yeah, the support is going to be a really important piece, and I think Thresh is. Yeah, maybe it was because worst case scenario, Thresh gets the kills. If
Right.
Sivir dies, she only got 1 assist out of all of that.
And that kill did go over to Ashe. Close hook there from Thresh. Ashe
Absolutely.
just barely sidesteps it. I don't know if they intentionally sidestepped it or just motion took them right out of range.
Here, I thought for a second they were doing the reversal because I saw the poppy and thought, oh, these guys want to do.
Yeah, they're trying to get a Thresh Lantern. Okay, flash in, going to get the knockback, but misses the hook. Hecarim's in here, going to knock back Alistar. Alistar's going to get the ultimate. Should be able to walk out of this. And yeah, get a little bit of a skirmish here. You can knock
The
up on
sponge,
Hecarim. We
the
also
damage
have
sponge,
Swain
the damage
coming
sponge
down.
surviving,
Yeah,
and they get the kill on the Hecarim.
just a little bit of an overstay. Ash is here trying to kite it out. Swain is also here. This is definitely going to be going in favor of Raven Gaming now that Swain's
Amphi once again with the freaking amazing. Dude, I love this guy roaming.
Yeah, her
Like-
roams have been on point. Like I saw this in game 1. Roam bot lane right around the same time frame. Got 2 kills. Roams bot lane again here. Gets 2 kills. And something you don't really get to see on stream is the wave setup that she had to be able to execute that roam. Ahri had backed to reset.
That Swain
and
is
Swain
that
was like,
is
"I'm
a really mad. It's a really. It's what I was going to say. A really big mean bird. Absolutely. Okay, so we're seeing the
see
Hecarim.
Yeah, Hecarim's coming in over here to sort of check Dragon. This should be in favor of Peak Slayer. They have the vision, they have the setup. Poppy's already starting it up. And smartly, Raven Gaming just says, hey, we're just going to give this Dragon. We're going to push in mid lane.
We
Alistar
have the
with
Rift
engage.
Herald. We want the. Okay, we're seeing the Flash Arrow. Careful with the
Swain's gonna
car.
have to ghost out of here. Does not have ultimate. Dodges Dasher as well, like you just said. So overall, not much going on.
You saw what he went for, right? He has Unsealed Spellbook.
He does, yeah, I saw that. I had cleanse earlier. I was like, did they actually just cleanse this whole game? No, it is Unsealed Spellbook, like you stated. So I
Really,
would've sort of switched
really interesting that decision making on that part. I think it's really good. So something I'm going to say straight away that I think is that we're in the same position as we were last game.
it. Absolutely, yeah. Swain's now got 3 kills off of that roam to the bot lane.
Bot lane on the Peak Slayers where are winning. But mid lane is winning, and I think it's even on the top side. And but this time the difference is that Hecarim is behind while Poppy is ahead. So
Right, there is that difference here. The Hecarim is not as far up as they were last game.
farm wise, 30 minutes on top, awesome. But fighting wise, I also finding a little bit interesting.
Yeah, we have
Well,
a
we're
4-man
seeing-
dive here bot side.
Oh boy.
Poppy's going to get the knockdown on the Sivir. Sivir's going to go down. Horning in here. We do have 3 versus
5 people in the bot lane.
Yeah. Swain is here as well, and Peak Slayer just trying to back off here. Ahri's low health. We have the few are sort of dancing. Good riposte there. I believe that was on the hook there. Still have fighting. It's extended fight. Got Alistar going back in. Gonna get a knock up. Gonna back off. Swain's full health with the ultimate here, and gonna just go ahead and take the lantern and get out. And yeah, in the end, you have Peak Slayer sort of winning that long trade.
Yeah. It's Aaron time, boys. 2 kills in the bot side. They played it pretty well. It was a really well-organized gank. And the worst part is that Alistar started tanking it, and he's still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
Well, headbutting, actually. But Yeah, I think overall it was a really good execution on the side for Peak Slayers. Really interesting match, and overall we're seeing
And
with
Asher
a
trying
small
to sort
turn.
of flex a little bit. And Poppy gonna flash over the wall just to sort of say, hey, what's
Yeah,
up? I'm
she
here
has
too.
Hex Flash.
That's FX wise. That's the third time this game they've actually used it proactively to sort of set up a gank there.
Whoa. I think there's still hope, because Swain can carry things and the Thresh is fed. I never thought I was going to say that phrase
There's just
ever.
it's time to go with that ARAM AD Thresh build. Let's go.
Yeah. But overall, the Ornn is going to fulfill his purpose later. Wow.
Yeah, we have a gank here on the top side.
Oh.
Fiora and Poppy versus Ornn. We'll see if Ornn can 1v2. I don't think Ornn's that strong. Gonna go down here to Fiora.
He did. Just like that.
I'll say that is the one caveat this game as well, where Peak Slayers, their top laner with the Fiora here getting the second kill now, that's something that's going to be hard to manage as we get later into this game.
It's a huge hindsight seeing this Poppy perform as it's doing, considering that last time she was a Sejuani that wasn't doing really well. Had like 1 or 2 ults in the whole match that landed really well, and now they're playing beautifully. It's so cool seeing that.
Yeah, and you can see the kill participation between these two junglers. That is really, in my opinion, the difference so far. Poppy kill participation of 8. Hecarim has a
80%.
kill participation of 2. Like, you're just not seeing those ganks in this game 2 that are the proactive plays on the map that you saw from game 1 for Windy here.
And even though Sivir has been smacked to the ground multiple times, that going 4 deaths, 4 assists actually gives him a little bit of good experience, even though she's losing, and a little bit of gold, to the point that she's in the same echelon of farming as Ashe. Of course, Ashe 6 kills definitely means something, so that's why she's at least 800 on top of the Sivir. Of course, the Swain is trying its best to stay ahead. He's only 500 gold behind the Ahri. But
Yeah,
these
more
appears to
fighting here.
be...
We got 5v5. A good charm on the Sivir. Gonna chunk her down to half health. Using the Ghost here. Now we're gonna have fighting again. Swain's ulting in the middle of this team fight. Hecarim also into this team fight. And Peak Slayers, I don't know. They're going bars going very, very low here. And Raven Gaming is just taking this team fight. They have 4 up still. Fiora super low, gonna have to walk out. Ashe is also gonna be walking out, and yeah, Raven Gaming able to turn that fight.
Really good positioning for both from both ADCs. The Ashe was really well aware of her surroundings and everything. And in the case of Raven Gaming, the Sivir...
TP coming in. This is Fiora TPing back in with full health. And I think they're gonna try and re-engage this with a 3v4 here. Peak Slayers is low on health, so yeah, they're gonna have to just sort of walk this out. Good charm again on the Ornn. Ornn's going down. Ahri on a rampage. This should be Sivir going down as well. And yeah, Raven Gaming, you got the win there, but you can't take the dragon. You're just gonna have to reset.
Really interesting fight overall. The teleport came in really clutch for the Fiora, and the dragon is resetting. Thank you, dragon. Imagine that he took it because the dragon reset
That was
it.
super close, yeah.
That would have
actually
been
close.
hyped. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we're seeing that. Okay, Swain is still ahead. It's 250 gold for bounty, and he's doing really fine. The thing is going to come down to is that now they need to prepare Baron. They want to close up this fight before they can bounce back. The Sivir has really good damage at the moment. The Hecarim and Ornn, even though they can be really annoying right now, they're definitely not a threat for them. And the way that they're going to need to play is that they need to frontline in the sense that they just need to survive. I think okay.
That's blocked over the wall here by Poppy. Not able to connect on the wall stun.
Okay, we're seeing a really good engage in the mid lane. Nice, really good trade. They're burning the ult of the Ahri, which I find really interesting. So what I said is I found pretty interesting the first item of the Hecarim, and the second item even more interesting. It's definitely a unique selection, not gonna be wrong. Red tower in the mid lane, going for Swain, which added a little bit more to their bounty, and the Thresh again, the Fed Thresh is getting another bounty once again.
Yeah, I'm not super current on the build path for Hecarim in this current meta. I don't know if that's standard there. With the, I figure Kentang's still probably standard, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he should have done that from the start, because the only person that kind of like that over healed at that time from the start of the match was Fiora. He definitely lost a lot of tankiness by rushing that item, because you could keep the 800 the 800 Sword of Divinity. The sword, I think it's this, no, it's not the Sword of Divine. I don't remember the name right now, but you could have like that yeah, the Grievous Sword. You could have like the Grievous ones straight up, and you build into something different. Rather, another option would have been to go for Bramble Blast, and that would have been a little bit better instead. Captain America, the Poppy right there to secure the kill in the end. She's having the Frostfire Gauntlet, which is still a really good item on Poppy. I remember when Poppy used to build the Iceborne Gauntlet way back when, and it used to be so good, just because of the AoE slow, and that you will building more often than not armor. So she was like super strong back then, and it's still super strong in this day. And she got ahead really early. She has a really good early engage window, and she certainly got advantage of that. A really big contrast between how this player played last game and this game.
Oh, great, and I think you're seeing a contrast there with the Ahri as well, having more agency in the mid lane versus the Anivia pick last game.
I think the problem is Ornn. They shouldn't play Ornn anymore, any of those teams, because the team that picks it is the one that is losing the lane.
Right, yeah, Ornn has been the losing condition here in these game 1 and so far game 2.
Yeah. Is there still, to your opinion, is there still hope for Raven Gaming?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think Raven Gaming, the gold deficit is not that significant. Like, they are down 6 kills here, but they're only really down like 1.3k gold. So like the gold deficit not as significant as you would think it is.
3 Drakes. Remember, the Drakes
They
are...
do have the 3 Drakes, right? That is my next caveat. Is that, yeah, they have 3 Drakes over here on Peak Slayer. That is, especially with these 4th Drake coming up. We're looking at Soul potentially here.
Yeah, Soul Point for the red team, and it's a Fire Drake, which might not be really good for someone like Ashe or maybe Ahri that need to do like constant damage, go in and out and whatnot. But for someone like Fiora that already has a Ravenous Hydra, it's a beautiful thing, really.
Yeah, I think for Peak Slayers, you just want to avoid fighting in these sort of chokeholds. I think if you get the Swain ult and you sort of layer that with the Hecarim ult and the Ornn ult, that could be something devastating.
Oh
with
god.
The Sivir, ricochets as well.
Amazing charm. The key is going to be positioning from both the Swain and the Sivir. That's going to be it.
A dragon Raven Gaming has to fight over. It's not something they can just give. This is Soul Point here, and we're seeing that priority being given over. Got an engage coming in for Peak Slayer. Hecarim's on the back end, going right in on the Ashe. I think this is the key here. You got to kill the Ashe. Can they kill the Ashe? Hecarim's saying, I can't do it. He's going to try and back out. Low bars here on Peak Slayers, but they're trying to navigate this fight. Ahri's going to have to go out. Swain is still alive. I think the Swain is going to clean up. Yeah.
Dude, Anfi with the mid lane prowess in these matches. He's doing a lot of work in these team fights and not dying. He's going for the perfect KDA right now. 603 at 603 with the Ahri. They are doing a real amazing fight, and just like you said, they bounced back.
And something I want to highlight there, at the beginning of that fight, you see the Hecarim walk all the way around the blue side,
Yeah.
blue camp, excuse me, to get in on that flank gank. And while they didn't kill the Ashe had to commit their summoners just to try and reposition to get away from that, and was not able to do any real damage during the fight while they're repositioning.
Yeah.
That's
And
just
suddenly
huge.
the Swain flashes on top of you, bird up, and
Yeah, and the
destroys
Swain
you.
healing, similar to sort of Vladimir, with that all the self-healing that the champion does is just so hard to really win those extended fights.
they need to catch that Swain, but that Swain's already going for the Sonniest, meaning that he can have some reaction time with the stopwatch and make it work. It's something really interesting, and he's getting blue buff, which is even better for him.
Yeah, another impressive performance here by him.
They're looking fortified in the mid lane. They're focusing the Ashe.
Oh, Ashe is down here, and Raven Gaming gonna take a second kill. Ari's gonna have to ult away just to get away from this Hecarim. Yeah, it's sort of starting to fall apart here for Peak Slayers.
Yeah, they're getting their tempo back. They're no okay. Fiora is on top. Okay, let's burn everything on the mid lane. Ornn
gonna go ahead and
Ornn
save
got
herself
back
as
into
ban.
the game. Ornn got back into the game. Believe it or not, 159, which in contrast to the 315 that Fiora has, it's really interesting. And the gold is finally equalized.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you're Fiora here, you just keep pushing. Maybe they're going for a hero play here. No, Poppy's gonna get rooted up. No chance for a steal. Hecarim's going over as well. I think they're just gonna pull off this Baron here, and they're just gonna go for the kills. And yeah, it's gonna be 2 more kills going over to Raven Gaming, and then we say, hey, we're just gonna start up this Baron again. Poppy is still alive, but we still have the Smite 50-50 steal in play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. We're seeing the Alistar.
Gonna land on the Thresh. Poppy's getting ready to use this plane to go over.
Really
Has
good body
vision,
block.
so-
Let's see it.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
The knock up there. I think that was Ornn on the wall, right? We got the knock up on
Dude,
the Poppy.
yes! That was an awesome Ornn E.
I don't know what the thought process was there. If they're like, they weren't really in position for the blast cone to go over the wall either. But
No, but I
yeah.
think he tried to like predict, like to stop her during the arc of the blast cone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get to see the whole animation sequence play out.
Yeah,
But either way,
that's
great play by
definitely what I think they would have done.
It was a low percentage play for the Baron Steel anyways, so in the end, Raven Gaming is just that was their payout for that win in the mid lane, a little skirmish where they got 2 kills. So
Yeah, they definitely did really well. The execution has been fantastic when it comes to them, and I want to see more. Now, they have really good sieging potential, wave clear from the Sivir, and if they protect the Sivir, they will be able to push down any lane that they want.
yeah, and Sivir is one of those AD carries that just gets stronger and stronger as this game goes on. They do have, close to having their 3rd item finish. I feel like the 3rd item on AD carry is pretty much that like last major spike. And like you said, they have the wave clear here. They're gonna go ahead and just with Ricochet. just
Hecarim
completely
stole the
annihilate this
blue.
wave.
Stole the blue, and they're seeing that the Fiora is up top. Ornn has TP, so maybe he could push down the tower and leave it for the rest of his team to clear it out. We're seeing the Hadokens from the mage, and finally Sivir clears it up. Let's see if they have. I think it would be a little bit forceful. Maybe they would like to go to another tower straight up, and some people might want to go.
Yeah, with Baron buff, they're gonna push down bot lane. But do you see the Fiora recalling here? So go ahead and try and help out with the team. Personally, I'd rather have the Fiora just split push. Try and force Ornn to back and respond to the push.
Yeah, really force a separation because they have really intense team fight potential.
Yeah,
We're seeing the Alistar has flash. Alistar is 2 completely different champions when he has and he hasn't flash.
Don't look like we may have another fight starting up here. Alistar getting poked down a little bit. Not too bad. Gonna just walk out. Personally, for me, if I'm Peak Slayers, I just don't want to fight here. Like, I get that the dragon's coming up, but I just don't know.
Yeah, but you're going to be forced to, mainly because
Yeah.
you need that Drake. You need to, but this time it's not necessarily for you. It's to deny it for them. We're
gonna
seeing
have
the
Engage
Ornn fighting
coming in
here.
here. And Poppy's gonna whiff on the ult on the backside here. We have Hecarim going in on the Ashe. Gonna get knocked up. The Hecarim should actually get CC down here. They're going on Ornn as well. Pixar is slightly bad position here, and yeah, Ari's
The ghost, dude,
have
slow.
to get
It's
out.
slow to death. No, you're not getting out of here. And
triple
I think
kill
this is
over
game.
the Sivir, and that, yeah, absolutely. I think that's just game. Like they just can march down and in this here. That's what I'm saying. Peak Slayer, you just can't fight there. You have a Fiora. Like Fiora does not want to be in team fights. It's not her like design. Just send her top lane and
It's cleanup crew, and especially since you had teleport, you could just TP back into the fight and
yeah,
something like that.
They have, yeah, I didn't even. Yeah, they have teleports. So don't know exactly the call there. Either way, this is gonna be game 2 going over to Raven Gaming. And
Dude,
yeah.
Amphi just, dude.
If I had to
Vladimir
pick an
is the next.
MVP, it would be Amphi. I think both games. You can say what you
Absolutely.
want about her champ pool. You can say, oh, just Vladimir Swain. I don't care. Like both
But he
games.
played them well. Like I
navigated
don't
very
care
well.
if you played like really meta awful champions. I think he did well. He played his lane really well. He didn't die. He went back at it, and Raven Gaming pushed through. That's what they did, and I'm really glad that I watched this, that I was able to watch and witness this match in general, because both teams showed a lot of promise in the end, and maybe this is not the last that we see from Peak Slayers. Maybe we're going to see a little bit more, and I really loved watching them play. Do you think we're going to be able to talk to Amphi? I want to know his thought process on the roaming and everything.
Yeah, we could. I saw somewhere in chat earlier that they said something about an interview. We could definitely on the break here see if they have a few players that want to do an interview. Yeah, just as a recap this game, I agree with you. Like what I saw from Peak Slayers, it wasn't like them completely getting run over. I think there were just a few plays in game 1 and a few plays in game 2 where
They had
sort of
one
the decision making
fight.
wasn't there. Right.
They had one fight in the blue buff, where they never allowed the Swain to get up close, and that match they won it like a landslide. Like Hecarim couldn't get into them. They killed Hecarim. They killed Ornn. There was only Thresh, Sivir, and Sivir was only like dishing out pain at the start. They did really well overall. Like I think they had really early control, and if they played every other match, like they played their that first blue buff fight, they would have won the game. 100%. The Ashe
Right.
was playing fantastically. The Alistar was on point with many of the engages. The Fiora had, you could say like it was like a terrible mistake, because she definitely didn't play to her strength. She wanted to play with the team, and that's not necessarily how Fiora works.
Yeah, especially when the viewer had that early lead there. Like they were up 2 or 3 kills in
Yeah.
one phase, and just not a champion that really wants to team fight. And their goal is to create pressure on the other side of the map and basically require someone from Raven Gaming to match her, and we just never really saw that there, especially in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we're going to go into a small break before we head out. We want to see if we can able to land an interview with Mr. Amphi. See you guys soon. Welcome everyone to the interview segment that we had in this amazing match that was between Peak Slayers and Raven Gaming. We have Raven Gaming's very own Unfi and their coach Explosive. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Really good. How about you, Explosive?
Doing great after that series.
Dude, that voice. Imagine having like during a screaming, having that voice telling you, dude, you need to farm a little bit more. What's happening to you?
Oh, we
When
have
they're
that
on
happen from
point.
time to time.
I love it. Okay, so first question is going to be to Amphi. That was definitely the MVP of this match. He played really, really well. And then we're going to ask a question to the coach. Okay, so is that okay to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Amphi, we're going to start with you. I wanna hear what was your mentality during the gameplay, how you like controlled the lane, how you knew when it was the good time to roam out, to roam down, and if it was a coincidence if this is part of your playstyle to always win off the bot lane.
It's not always part of my playstyle, but
Okay.
I mostly just try and manipulate waves and think about CS because I play a lot of scaling champions, like
Okay.
as you can see.
Yeah.
But basically, my mentality was just like go for opportunities if I see some. Like when I
Okay.
saw bot lane at like 1 HP, I'm like, yeah, I'm ghosting and flashing on these guys. Like I'm, it's just free.
Yeah, I love
Uh,
how you preemptively use ghost like straight up and like
yeah,
not
yeah.
knowing whether or not you're going to get there, but it's like better use it and know and I will know that when I get there.
Yep. Uh,
Okay,
but yeah, it was just play safe, don't die, because I just outscale with my champions. So
that's really cool. And Mr. Explosive, now it's your turn on the chair.
Yes.
The
Okay,
hot
so I'm
seat.
going to ask you. I'm going to ask you. What do you think was your like the biggest strengths that you guys had on on the match? I have a couple of ideas of what exactly was like your strong suit, but you as the coach know better than I am. So I want to ask you what you think was your strongest suit during these both matches that you just played.
For sure. I mean, our team's strongest suits really are that our team does so well with the drafts that are given for them. We draft around, having a little bit of early pressure through the jungle and being
Mhm.
able to just scale up with some strong scaling picks like mid lane Vladimir, mid lane Swain, and
Mhm.
having an easy safe bot lane like Twitch and Sivir just to have that extra damage at the end of the day, even though we still have a ton of damage through mid lane as well.
Yeah.
And our team expertly executed the drafts tonight. We knew that in game one, if we got any semblance of an early lead, the game would just be over right away.
Mhm.
And having a double kill come up for Vladimir, it like 10 minutes in was absolutely phenomenal. That's really what our comp needed to just snowball ahead and just go towards the end. And then in game two, we knew that pre 15 minutes fighting was not really an option. And
Mhm.
once that 15-minute mark hit and we started fighting, fights were kept going in our favor. And we played those really well. And on top of that, our macro play is always some of the best. We really focus on that. Excuse me. Our macro is we like to play typically a lot slower than a lot of teams are used to. We're not going to just snowball 5-man mid and just say we're just going to stat check you the entire time. No, we're going to
Yeah.
choke you out with every single resource on the map and make sure that we have our advantages where we need them.
Awesome. I want to ask you guys, how do you guys deal with offsets? Like, I don't know, the Hecarim getting behind the Poppy, top lane not dominating like in the first game. How do you guys deal with it? And do you think that's a really strong suit too, that you guys are able to bounce back from situations that are not necessarily good for you?
Uh,
I
you go ahead and start.
I think our mentals are just. I think they're really good.
Okay.
Uh, if something happens, we're always looking at like, oh, we have this to win, or like, guys, it's okay. After a certain point in time, this champion is not as good as ours. So if we just play well, stop dying, we can just win the game. And it's just a lot of keeping each other in check and talking it out as a team, really. So
Yeah, speaking
Amazing.
of comms, like in game, what are sort of the comms there, especially in game one on the Vladimir when you roam down bottom, got those double kills, and also in game two when you roam down on Swain and got the double kill. Something I said on stream is you don't really get to see it is sort of the wave management that you're setting up before you even do that. Like you send the Ari back and then you roam down. You have really good wave management before you start doing those sort of plays. What
Mhm.
type of comms and team chat is going on there? Like, is that something you guys are already planning, or is this something that's instinctual where the fights happen, you just sort of see, okay, I have an opportunity here, I got ghosts, I'm just gonna go take it and see what I can do?
It's a little bit of both, I think. Um,
Hmm.
bot lane will say like, "Oh, we're going to get dived," or we can look for something, and then I'll look at my wave and look at them and be like, "Yeah, yeah, I can come. I'm coming down right now."
I
Um,
just called an Uber. It's a 5 minute drive now. With
yeah,
Ghost is 250.
I'm
No
flying down
problem.
there. Just let me come. I'm coming.
I like it. I think you guys Google Maps says here that it's like 2 kills away. So let's do it.
Absolutely.
You guys play really well. What thing? Okay, so if you had, and this is going to be super either really salty or really good at the same
Hmm.
time, having the sportsmanship around. What do you get? What advice would you give to the team that you fought today? Because you guys were in the same level. Theoretically, you both were 4-4, and now you guys are on top of them. What do you guys think would have been like an advice that you could say, like, if you do this, you could quote unquote win next time?
Um, I think trying not to.
Trying not to give away
No,
any of it.
I'm trying not to like just be like, ah, they played bad or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they played fine. I, I'm,
Okay.
I think the second game they definitely played around their draft more, but I feel like the first game, um, I don't think they played around their draft as good.
Okay.
It's like mega fights, I guess, and
Yeah.
I just the whole goal is like for me to not get ahead, and I don't know, I just got ahead.
Yeah. You were just Vladimir. That's
Yeah,
what happened.
I don't really have any advice. I just maybe pick something as like a backup plan in case the game goes wrong or something.
Hmm.
Okay.
Uh, that's like the biggest advice I have
But
because I
very
think
very
they,
sportsmanlike.
yeah,
I like
Yeah.
it.
I think they genuinely played pretty good,
I would also add
especially the
on to
second
that.
game.
In the second game, definitely they need to put their foot on the gas a lot more. They
Yeah.
had a really nice early lead, but they started to get really shy right around that 15-minute mark, where they were
Yeah.
just too scared to go for fights, even though they were about 2K gold ahead. So
Yeah.
it's just recognizing that you guys are ahead and you guys can take some fights and win them out and just get those picks where you need them. And they started to back off the gas a little bit, and that just opened us up to get to that scaling point where Swain will just be absolutely unkillable, and Sivir is just auto attacking from 3 light years away and being able to kite everything out.
Absolutely. We were talking. Phil and I were talking before everything. Before you guys came in, that one of the things that they had a really good fight on blue buff. I think around the 10-minute mark, where they didn't allow Amphi to get any close to any of the carries, and they were able to get Hecarim and get Ornn outside of the fight, and that kind of fight was something that I thought was really well done. So I wanted to ask you guys, how are you able to circumvent that spacing that was present that they could have done way before?
I mean, just looking at the fight that directly happened afterwards at the same exact spot on the map, what we ended up doing was the team decided that we could just stick the Swain on top of the Sivir and just ensure that the drain tank will still get those procs off, as well as the ghost to be able to move towards the front line once any backline threat was just taken away onto that Sivir. And the front line realized that all they just have to do is stand there and be meat shields for the Swain and for the Sivir. And once that all came together in a team fight setting, it really circumvented that entire issue because they were forced into a spot where they can't get away from Swain thanks to Rylai's, and they can't get away from Ornn because he's just sticking right on top of them. So it's pretty hard for them to space, especially when Hecarim is just in their backline with much better positioning and start of the fight. We had the positional advantage, and that really helped out as well.
Yeah, you saw that in one of the fights around Dragon where Hecarim was able to get all the way around the enemy blue buff and come in with the flank gank and was able to, well, they weren't able to kill Ashe, they were able to make her expend the flash, make her, I believe as well as heal and sort of reposition, wasn't able to do any damage there. And then you have Amphi that just comes in with the Swain, able to turn on the ult and really able to stick on the team targets. I felt like that was sort of the beginning of the downturn for Peak Slayers when you guys were able to sort of take that win there on that team fight around Dragon, and then every fight in a choke point or any really team scenario, you guys were just able to really win after that.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of me being able to get Rylai's spikes so early. It's really hard for their team to engage onto either of us, especially if I stand right next to the Sivir. It's like it's very hard for them in the space because I'm just on top of them with Ghost Rylai's, and they're like, "Well, I guess I'm dead."
Yeah.
So
I am a fan now. I'm looking forward to seeing you all play in playoffs coming up here in a couple weeks. If you're getting on stream before then, any final like shout outs, anything you guys want to say? Like, the stage is yours. Feel free to say whatever you want. Flame, you guys deserve it. Feel free to say whatever you want.
I'll start off. I think Peace Slayers, you guys really showed that you guys have a lot of really good potential. I know you guys had a couple of unfortunate events pop up with your mid lane and jungler. I cannot wait to see what you guys are going to do. I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to make playoffs, so I can't wait to see what waves you guys are going to make in the playoff scene because you guys have really good communication with each other, and it shows. It's just a couple of fine tuning moments you guys have to do within the next 2 weeks in order to, solidify yourselves as a real threat to some of those top teams at the top of the standings right now. And it's going to be really exciting to see. And especially going into playoffs right now, things are all up in the open. Teams are falling apart and getting even stronger right now. And this is going to be one hell of a playoff series. So I'm very excited to see it.
Awesome, dudes. Amazing.
Yeah,
and
so go ahead, sir.
yeah, I pretty much the same thing. I'm looking forward to playing against teams in playoffs. It's gonna be so fun, and I just especially after the start we had, I hope teams start realizing that we're pretty good, and we just get some respect and stuff. That's about it.
Awesome, dudes. Thank you so much for coming around. You guys played beautifully. You're an amazing coach too, and it really shows that your team really believes in you. And we're going to be going now. Thank you guys thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for participating in the chat, and thank you guys, you too, Anfi and Explosive, for participating in this amazing tournament.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yep, congrats to Ravens again for the 2-0 victory. That is going to be it for us here in Week 9. We will be back again next week for Divinity Playoffs, and then Week 10 of Gladiator on Tuesday, and Week 10 of Conqueror on Wednesday. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and have a great night.
Goodbye.